The price for this room was 364 Singapore dollars a night. Kind of pricey, to be honest. Fantastic place. I plan to be back. Maybe without a kid, so you can relax a little bit more. Welcome back, guys. In this full review of the Berjaya Langkawi Resort, I'll be walking you through the different areas of the hotel, like the arrival area and the lobby, the views you can get from your room, a little walkthrough of the room itself, the pool area, the day and the night, the beach, which is one of the major highlights and attractions here, the car park, for those of you who rent a car, and a few shots of the hotel from throughout the day, the buggy service that they have, the wonderful nature, the spectacular fire show at night, the gym, a little bit of the food, and the few areas that you can visit that are very, very near the hotel and make excellent memories with your family. I hope you enjoy. Let's dive right in. Alright, so what we have here is the main lobby and driveway, whether you're coming in by car or by a buggy from some part of the hotel. It's a little roof they have over here, and this is the area where people check in with their bags. It's very safe. You have families doing their holidays. You have the staff over here helping us out with the bags, which go at the back of the buggy. So sometimes you might be with people who just entered the hotel, whereas you might be going out, and so on and so forth. You see over there, you have a buggy coming in. Buggies are always going in and out. Some artwork on the walls in the hotel lobby. Very nice sculptures and ornaments and wood carvings and things. Very reminiscent of Southeast Asia and the deep culture that surrounds this part of the world. So a nice big lobby. You have a staircase here which leads down to the main restaurant, which I'll explain more about later. And this is what it looks like after a day of going out and enjoying as a family. There's some music playing in the background. There's a bar there on the far right. My wife and daughter just resting on one of the many sofas that they have. Next, let's have a look at the grounds and how it feels like when you're driving around in the buggy and when you're walking around at different parts of this hotel. As you see, there's a lot of nature, a lot of greenery, a lot of slopes up and down, staircases going into the different rooms and so on and so forth. Sometimes the buggy stops like this, somebody gets off, and then you continue on to your room. Very picturesque, very reminiscent of, almost feels like you're inside the Lord of the Rings or something. I realized one day as we were leaving the hotel that on the far right there you can see a little tennis court that we just passed by. So in case some of you play tennis, you can do that. So once you get in the buggy from your room and you're driving on the final stretch towards the main building like I showed you, you see rooms on the left which are in the forest and rooms on the right which are basically in the ocean on stilts. So you can see the two different types of rooms as you drive towards the main building. It's basically one long stretch, and I'll flash the map later, of all the rooms leading to the main building with the pool, the breakfast place, and so on. There's also monkeys that you can see, and later I'll give you some close-ups. They're very different from the monkeys we see here in Singapore. So the nature and wildlife here is quite nice and pleasant. Nothing dangerous. We didn't come across any snakes or giant lizards or anything like that. And the baby monkeys of this species were yellow. I found that to be quite amazing. Yellow golden right there. And this is what some of the trees and the sun falling on them in the evening look like, just as we were about to go out one evening. That's the moon there. Very, very scenic, naturesque place. This is the view from the pool going back into the resort buildings. It's all one big building, luckily, so it's very easy to find your way around, unlike some of those very complicated resorts. So this is the main building with the gym, the restaurant, the lobby, the everything. Next, let's have a look at the beach. So it's a walk down. The pool is on the left, the beach is on the right, and this is all near that main building I just showed you. So as you approach the beach, you'll see a little sign-up counter on your left for the fire show, which these ladies are saying, nope, we don't want that. This is a little restaurant/bar right on the beach, so fantastic. You can get your drinks or food, walk right up to the water. This is as the sun is setting. What you see there, the rooms on the left, are that entire row of rooms coming up to this main building and beach. And that's obviously a very big hill and mountain. And just open ocean, lazy kind of waves coming in, perfect for relaxing. You see a couple there on their honeymoon. Really great for families to play. Me and my daughter were playing. My daughter is 7. And nothing dangerous in the water so far, but always ask the hotel staff. But look at the views around. It's just a beach nestled within the mountains. It's just a fantastic kind of relaxation vibe. And in the evenings, you have this fire show right on the beach. I believe it's only on some days like Friday and Saturday, so get it checked out. You can order some food and drinks, just like we have, bottom left of the frame. They come quite close to you, right above you and so on. At some point, we did feel some of the small droplets of fuel that they were using. Not that much, so you'll be fine. Just take a shower after if you want. Or don't sit in the front 2 rows. And very animated and hardworking staff. My daughter, as you can see, loved it. And you also get the opportunity to take a bit of a photo and, well, shouting opportunity with this guy. Next, let's talk about the pool. So if we're coming down that same route by the buggy which I showed earlier, towards the main building, the pool is just in front of the main building. So these are some rocks and stones I wanted to show you guys on this side, which to me were really nice because I'm really into nature. So that's the pool area in front of us with all the blue umbrellas. But just really quickly on the right, over here you'll see the ocean and the sea. There's a walkway down that way as well. But straight ahead is the pool, and beyond that, those brown roofs are the main building of the resort. So it's all very conveniently placed. So now we just walk ahead a little bit. I'm going to show you what the pool area looks like when you walk in. Over there, you see there's a little bar where there's a man trying to get a drink. If you walk to your right, like my daughter is doing here, you kind of overlook this pool on this walkway. But if you walk to the left, which is what I'm doing with the camera right now, then you go back towards the main building of the resort. Now, from this view, you can see there are many chairs. There's some pool chairs where people are lazing around. There's sitting chairs in case you want to sit upright. That there's the main building I keep telling you guys about. One of these roofs on the right is the towel counter. These smaller roofs over here where you can borrow towels from. Back there, what I'm pointing to is the main building. The nature around here is pretty nice as well. And the beach is just nearby, as mentioned a few times. Here's a view of the pool at night. Fortunately and unfortunately, we were having so much fun at the pool that we forgot to actually take shots of us having fun. We just had a great family time, but here are some pictures I managed to pull, so enjoy.
Once in a while, if you're lucky, you can catch someone sunbathing topless. I think, because yesterday at the towel counter, there was a rule. Rule number 5, no sunbathing topless. So I imagine somebody did try to sunbathe topless because that's what it said.
Hey guys, if this walkthrough is helping you decide whether Berjaya Langkawi is right for you, it would genuinely help the channel if you'd like the video and subscribed. If you have any questions, leave them below and I'll do my best to help. Now, back to the review. Next, let's talk about the car park. So that's the main lobby on the left from which I just turned away. And here there's a little pathway. I'm going to speed up this part for you. So you just walk along this main road pathway. Oops, me and my daughter spotted a snail. We just returned it to the side. Well, my daughter tried to. Hopefully it doesn't get crushed by any cars. And you keep walking. So literally 30-40 meters. You can also park your motorbike if you have a rental bike over here. I presume we didn't take a rental bike for this trip. I'm just going to turn back slowly. My wife always complains I turn the camera too fast for vlogs. Speeding up this part so you don't have to watch the whole thing. So we just walked all the way to where our car is. Now, sometimes you can get the buggy all the way from your room to drop you to your car in the car park instead of walking from the main lobby. I'm going to show you that next. That's what happened here.
So that buggy you see going away drove us right into this car park. They drive us right to our rental car and then we go from here. Fuss free.
Next, let's talk about how the buggies work. So you call the buggy first, I believe, from your room service line or the hotel lobby line. They send one and you wait for it. Bit of a climb down, a heavy one with this bag, but that's what I trained for. Let's go. We were checking out, so I brought these bags down. They're going to help us with our bags. Hello. Yes. If you're not checking out, well, you just bring yourself and you wait for them to come near your room, like this. So just going to load these up at the back. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Rashidi.
Rashidi.
Yes.
Oh, nice name. My mom's best friend's name last time was Rashida.
Oh, Rashida. Hey, Rashida.
Some new guests coming in for the journey. It's safe enough for kids, but sometimes it can get a bit bumpy.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you. Basically, from what I can recall, you basically just call the hotel lobby, if I'm remembering correctly. Or there might be a special line for the buggies. Either way, they'll tell you when you check in. You call them, and between 5 to 10 minutes, they're usually there. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but my daughter's making a hand sign like a telephone. And these are some of the views that you get as you drive along.
What's next to this?
That's the beach.
Okay.
And this is the drop-off area for the pool. In case you're going to the pool, it drops you off here. And this is the walk back to the main lobby. Probably some rooms they use for some events or whatever, which has not happened in a while, I think. Or I could be wrong, of course. The lobby's right here with a fountain in front. Oh, it's raining. It is raining. I have to get to the car and bring the car around. So here we take a little turn. The car park, by the way, in case you're renting, is just there. So in case you're renting, when you're coming back from outside, you just drop your car off at that car park and then you walk back to this lobby of the hotel. And here's the view of that same lobby at night. And buggies are still going. People are still coming back. People are still taking buggies to their room. The service runs till quite late, I think 10 plus p.m. But do check with the hotel when you're at the lobby. I think it's 24/7. Now that I think about it, they can't possibly expect you to walk to your room in the dark. And these are some other views that you also catch from these buggies. Just wanted to show those to you guys. Next, let's talk about breakfast and the food. So you walk through this lobby, which I've shown you a few times now, and that staircase which we saw right at the start of the video just leads down to the main restaurant. Unfortunately, we didn't capture too much food because we were enjoying. Expect a proper spread like any hotel, but I tend to eat minimal and healthy. Or at least I think that I'm being healthy. So here's an omelette, a 3-egg omelette, I believe with some ham inside. And this is a coffee. This is an egg prata, Prata, which is a local dish to Southeast Asia, with some condensed milk on the side, a couple of eggs to add on. Then I got this plate just on the last day to indulge a bit. We have a red bean pastry there. Wanted to take a break from just the omelettes all the time. The top left, we have chicken ham. After this trip, I realized in my personal health journey that ham and processed meats are bad. This was November 2025. In December, I quit pork and all processed meats. We also have camembert cheese, I believe that's how it's pronounced. We have waffle there with some syrup. They didn't say what syrup, they just said waffle and pancake syrup. Then an apple raisin pastry, the big one you see, the square-shaped one. 2 donuts below that. And then to the left of that apple raisin pastry is the red bean puff pastry I was telling you about, which even a Caucasian man asked me what that was. And I said, red bean pastry. And he was like, red bean pastry, yeah. So I tried that. We also tried some fruits. And so my wife picked out watermelon, oranges, pineapple, and honeydew. The green one is honeydew. That's what she said. At night, that same restaurant converts into a restaurant for dinner, but at night I noticed that there's a bar up on this balcony just before you go down because music was playing. And so that might be of interest to you or to your guests or to your family. Here's a little board showing a few different things about the hotel, some news and advertisements and things like that. You climb down here, you go into the restaurant, same as breakfast. Just wanted to show you guys what the ambience looks like here in case you're bringing guests or your family. We didn't eat here in the end because the queue was too long. So we came to check out the gym as a family. One of the tank tops I really love by Adidas. It's so nice. And these are barefoot shoes for actually outdoors, but right now, just came from breakfast, so.
My dad and mom are just doing some squats with dumbbells.
They also have an exercise ball and a few treadmills and a usual dumbbell rack that you have at most gyms. Apologize for this clip here. My daughter was videoing. Good shot of us doing bicep curls though, so decided to keep it in. Okay guys, so we just finished up at the gym. Kai, how do you feel after our quick gym session?
Less guilty about all the eating.
Welcome to the next section, which is the room tour. So this is a shot of the bed as it was when we walked in. Just wanted to show you that quickly. So how much attention to detail they pay or don't pay, you can gauge from there. And some sand toys for your child. And now the view from the balcony, which is you just keep walking straight into the room and you arrive here. And it's quite a spectacular, magnificent view, isn't it? The rocks at the bottom that you see are because it's low tide. We were also given a fruit basket and some small fun-sized chocolates in a box. Also wanted to give you some preliminary views of the vanity and bathroom before we started using it and how it looked like at the start. Towels nicely folded up and the single lever mixer in the shower is from Grower. My daughter is so brave. She walks around. She's going, I found a lizard tail, and she's carrying it around. This is the end of the trip, so you can see a room that has been used and how it'll probably look like after you're done with it or while you're staying there rather than a completely made up room. The buggy drops you right there. Okay, then you climb up a couple of stairs, right? Okay. On your right is this amazing forest. Going right up, anything could drop into your room, but there's nothing much here. It's pretty tame wildlife. Okay, so this is the room. Okay, the room entrance. Okay, we were at 1242. Maybe if you like this room, you can request this room. Who knows? Okay, there's a doorbell here, a wooden door, and this whole area is all wood. You come in. First thing I want to show you is what they have here. Obviously, something for the power. We have multiple switches for the foyer, which is this area. The ceiling fan, okay, which is over here to the right. Okay, let's come back to the switches for a second. We also have hot water. You got on the heater, right? 15 minutes before use and switch off after. It's the speed of the fan, but at night, if you want to adjust the speed, you got to get up off the bed, come all over here and do it, and go back in the dark or light, whatever, however you sleep. Dark is better from what I hear for a health perspective. Ceiling light. These four are for this bathroom over here, which I'm going to take you into. So ceiling, vanity, toilet, and shower. See? Lights are going on and off. Let's go in. All right. So a couple of towels we're done with. Put them on the floor here so they can clear them easily and know which ones are the ones to be cleared because the new ones are still up there, not used. This one we put here because it is a beach resort, so just dry our feet at all times, don't wet the room. We put a slightly longer hand towel here, right? 2 vanities, okay? Hello. Okay, so we got like toothbrushes. We requested a third because we have a daughter. They give you like the old school Colgate toothpaste. Vanity kit comb. Oh, there's lotion. I didn't even see this. Interesting. I should have used that. Strange, I didn't. Okay. Soap. They give you a soap. There was just one soap for both sides. Okay. No, sorry. There was another dish, but we didn't use that. I used the other dish here over in the bath, which I'll tell you about in a second. Okay. They have a dustbin here. Let's put that in. Okay. There's hooks. Okay. So there's a couple of hooks here. There are a couple of hooks here. And behind the door, a couple of hooks as well. Shower area. So just honest review. This is the one to change between the tap and the shower head, and it was kind of stuck when we came, so we had to call room service. I mean, yeah, and even the technical crew, and even this blinds. You pull this rope down, the blinds go up, but then to bring the rope back, the blinds back down, you got to pull this way, and then let go, and then the blinds come down. So, tip for those of you who are going to stay here. Okay, bathtub. And here, you see, we have a problem with the water closet because after you press flush, this happens sometimes in Singapore as well, the water keeps running. So I actually got to do this, like just kind of the equivalent of jiggling keys around in a lock, and then you see it stops. So I had kept that running. We have this little shower here to wash your bum, private parts, keep yourself really, really clean. Here there's a little mosquito net, but the window beyond that does not open, so I'm not sure what the mosquito net is for actually. Tissue is over here, okay? Then on this side, they put all the clean towels here. And then we have a little towel rack, but there's only one, I believe. Yep, just one to hang your towel. Here we have hot water, cold water. This thing can we move back and forth. Not that many configurations for the water, just 2 ways for it to come out. Here we have shampoo, conditioner, shower gel. And this is, the soap is gone. I wonder where it went. That was a Dettol bar soap we brought from Singapore, and that's the other soap dish. Okie doke, it has a little separator so it doesn't wet your entire bathroom. Always remember to put like a mat here. They have these floor mats so you don't wet the place, okay? Let's go on with the room. Whoops. We have a tiny safe over here, okay? This mosquito stuff comes with it. It's called vape. Don't vape in Singapore, it's illegal nowadays. I'm not referring to the brand, obviously. Cupboards upstairs, but I don't think anybody uses them. Safe is here. Some bags for room for cleaning the laundry and so on, I believe. Okay, here we have some bags. hangers, okay, ironing stand if you need it, some bathrobes. We don't really use all this. Here we have a full-length mirror, okay. Here we have a king-size bed. This bed that you see over here, while it's big and king-size, the issue is that at night, when three of you of average heights and weights, so I'm 170 cm, about 70 kilos, I believe my wife's about 60 kilos, or my daughter's sleeping in the middle. When I move, I turn, I get off the bed, it's like crunk, 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 crunk. There's like creaking sounds at night, so you might disturb the other person. So if you're here with a light sleeper, whatever, you're recovering after the hospital, this, that, whatever, not advisable for too many people to sleep on the bed. I'm not sure if the creaking is just, actually let's just try it right now. Yeah, you hear that? That's just me. Okay? It's just me on the bed right now. Hear those wood sounds? Yeah. That said, it's a very comfortable bed with very nice, soft, comfortable pillows of a reasonable medium sort of height from the bottom up like that. Okay? Couple of desk lamps. Here on this side, we have a little do-it-yourself cook area. There's only coffee. I don't see any tea bags, so there's no tea. Some fruits, mini bar. Okay, we have, what do we have? There was some chocolates, Toblerone, and some other brand I don't recognize. There was peanuts. There was, is that chips? Yep, that's chips. Mr. Potato. Beer, soft drinks. We don't drink all this stuff. We like to think we're healthier than that. Some power banks are charging. TV, we didn't use that either. Okay, laptop and work area. Then below there, in the dustbin, there's a trash and also recycle. You can do either. Not sure how the rules work in Malaysia for trash and recycling. Singapore has their own complicated system for recycling, as does Canada, about what can be recycled, what can't be, and so on. These we requested because we needed to dry our wet clothes. Obviously, it's a beach resort. Here, there's a bit of an extra sofa bed. It didn't come with the bed sheet and the pillow and the blanket. We had to request those so that it was sleepable, can be slept in. Phones over there, little curtain over here, behind which my daughter actually found a lizard tail and I had to throw it away. Actually, I threw it in the grass, in the leaves below, sort of returned nature to nature, if you know what I mean. Little sitting area here, little beach chairs here where you could just sit in the evening, enjoy the scenery, enjoy this view. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy. You can come out here. If you're squeezing your clothes dry after washing them, below is foliage, nobody else's room, I guess. I mean, it's probably a room like right below this, like here, but straight down it goes into the trees. So feel free to wring your clothes dry here. And lovely, lovely ocean smell and sea views. This is low tide. In high tide, you can't see all this. It's covered up. It's a little yacht there, but I don't own the yacht. Maybe you do. So as you can see, when the tide is slightly higher, those areas I just showed you a few seconds ago, the rocks below, they're being covered up by water now. So it looks really, really pretty. So another cool thing is after you come out of the room here, okay, you go this way, right? You see the ocean. La 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 la. You get tired of the ocean? Bring a coffee or a storybook or something here. Look at the forest. So there's forests and there's oceans. Amazing. And might I remind you, this tree goes right above the roof. It could be snakes, monkeys, whatever. It's amazing. Yeah. At night, you can shut this door, even in the day probably. So you don't want geckos and other things going into your room. And yeah, pretty good setup. Okay, bye-bye room. These are apparently way more expensive. Oh, jet ski. Nice. Okay, so these are way more expensive. Not sure how much they are. Maybe $500 Sing dollars. So I'm going to zoom in here and see if you guys can see this plane landing. Reminds me of Kuta and Bali, where we stayed at a high-risk resort many years ago. See, that's the plane landing. And then the resort was just like a kilometer or 2 or 3 or 4 down from the airport. Beautiful. Some quick shots here for you guys of the view and the rooms below. So that's it. That's the room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of the room. Hope you guys come here and stay, but it's 360 Singapore dollars a night for this room. There are more expensive rooms as well, the ones you saw below in the ocean. Goodbye to this view for a second. We're just heading to the cable cars and the waterfall. So one of the reasons people book this hotel is because of the 2 attractions nearby, one being the Langkawi SkyCab experience, or just cable car for short, like we say in Singapore. These are some views I took from the cable car, and also the sky bridge on top, from where you have these breathtaking views of the valleys below, the mountains, the greenery, the clouds, a little bit of fog and mist, and of course the islands below and nearby and the coast, And leading up to the cable car, you actually enter from this place called Oriental Village, which is a collection of shops, and then you walk through it and then you reach the ticketing counter. This picture here is actually from the top of the Eagle's Nest Skywalk, which is one of the peaks and sort of destinations you can get to. So there are different levels and different stations, sort of cable car stations you can get off at and explore different things. All similar, basically with views of the surrounding area and mountains, obviously, but, different stations. More detailed information about that in my Langkawi SkyCab vlog. Next, we have the Wells Waterfall, which is just about 30 seconds of driving from the car park of the Langkawi SkyCab. Inside this attraction, there are actually two levels, an upper and lower section. This is the lower one with a larger pool. So this lower section is less steps up, and it is a wonderful place for families to hang out and have some fun together. Climb a lot more steps, you can get to the 7 wells, where there are 7 different small pools. There are some really, really tiny fish towards that rock face where the water is coming down from, which is like a mini waterfall. Very nice scenic place for the family. You can also climb up to the upper section with the 7 wells and spend some time there instead if you like. Okay guys, so final thoughts for this room at the Berjaya Langkawi Resort. I'll just go through some quick aspects of the room. Okay, what was good was the size, as you can see around you. Over here on my right, we have a king size bed. So was my wife, my daughter and me all sleeping on the same bed at night, 1, 2, 3. It was not bad, other than you guys might have a little bit of tugging blankets and so on. Also, it might be worth noting, I'm only 170 centimeters in height. My wife is probably around 150, 155, something like that. And my daughter as well, she's 6, so we're smaller. So we can fit on, but if you're 6 feet, you're not going to fit 3 6-feet people in there. It's probably not going to happen. Since I have a coffee mug in front of me, let's talk about the coffee. There's no coffee maker in the room. It's basically a kettle, boil water. The first kettle they gave us wouldn't stop boiling, and it didn't auto switch off. So the minimum that I filled up, it went boiled to half, and then I realized and I called them. If we had left the room and that had boiled through, I don't know, some electricians, engineers watching could tell you maybe that would start an electric fire or something. Maybe it wouldn't, but it didn't. Now they replaced the kettle, which is good. Their customer service is good, but you have to update them about a lot of things. So when we came in, the knob for switching the shower in the bathtub from the handheld shower to the tap was a bit stuck. And then this tissue box over here in the bathroom, once it finished, there was no extra stock like under the vanity or anything. We had to call for some. But then once we called, they were here in like 10 minutes. So that's pretty good. There was 4 PowerPoints. But one of the PowerPoints didn't quite work for heavier powered devices. I'm not sure why. And it's a 3-pin plug like in Singapore. So 3 of those rectangular pins. Okay, so like a tripod like this, yeah. And then there's a shaver charging port for guys in the bathroom or ladies, anyone. They have 2 different configurations for charging. So I believe there was a 240 volt and also one that was 100 and something. So you can just switch it around. That one's a 2-pin plug. A couple of night lamps over here, as you can see. The view is amazing. It's very nice outside. Southeast Asia type of weather. Hot, wet, humid. Can get very cold and cool when it rains because of the humidity as well. Gear you need out here is singlets or tank tops and that type of stuff, shorts. If you're into the whole island life, if you're a chick, maybe just bikini top, shorts, On the colder days, maybe a t-shirt. At no point do you need shirts or anything heavier than that. This material is dry fit, which is actually, I must say, quite uncomfortable in Southeast Asia because I live in Singapore and it's kind of sweaty even right now. So I wore like the lightest thing I owned for this trip as we're moving to the next hotel room. And it's already sticking to me and so on and so forth. So try to get cotton, loose fitting, that type of stuff. The pool is really nice. It's right next to the beach, as you guys saw. Everybody knows everyone, kind of. Towel department knows the pool department, knows the bar next to the beach, which is all literally 20 meters of each other, 25 meters or less. You can take drinks around here and there. At night, my wife was saying it didn't get too cold despite there being a ceiling fan. There's a ceiling fan right here. Air conditioners right here. And we were quite hot. Maybe that was just the weather, or maybe that was that the blankets kind of thick, or just that our sleep cycles are all over the place and our bodies are reacting in different ways. The bathroom is pretty big. It's set in a rectangular format. There's a water closet, a bathtub, a standing shower, a vanity with 2 sinks. Good stuff. They give us a basket of fruits every day. There's dragon fruit, oranges. There was an apple inside. I believe, yeah. There's a couple of chocolates in the minibar, the kiddie types, like fun sizes of all the different brands, and couple of soft drinks and one beer, I think. The price for this room was 364 Singapore dollars a night. Kind of pricey, to be honest. But however, I think given the fact that this is a very nice, relaxing, touristy island, or I shouldn't say touristy because touristy can also mean very busy. It's not. It's kind of secluded. And so there's a nice beach view and so on and so forth. That's what led to the price. Hey guys, if this video is helping you decide whether Berjaya Langkawi is right for you, it would genuinely help the channel and me if you liked the video and subscribed. And if you have any questions, leave them below in the comments and I'll do my best to help. Now, back to the review. I must say the Wi-Fi was not working. So they gave us a username and password for Wi-Fi. Couldn't sign in. I didn't know which network to connect. First of all, they didn't tell us. I called. I was like, hey, I typed your username password. There's no such network as, 123. They said username was 123. Then she's like, have you tried connecting to the Berjaya Resort yet? I said no. So I tried it and clicked it. And that was the free Wi-Fi, I think, apparently, which I connected to, which sometimes goes off and on here in the room because it's quite a long resort. If you check out the map, I'll try and throw that up, the room map on the screen right now. Then yesterday, I was, because sleep cycles were off, food was off, I spent quite a lot of time on the toilet, didn't want to waste the time. So I was working on my phone, connecting to Wi-Fi. There, when I tried to connect to Wi-Fi, then it gave us the, that page on the internet, a browser window opens up, username, password. So I think I truly only connected to the room Wi-Fi in the bathroom yesterday. Go figure. I tried to walk there with my laptop just now. I still can't find the room Wi-Fi anyway. So connection's a bit off, but if you're here to relax, I would say this is a perfect place. Maybe even a digital nomad is a good place, but you will probably need your own Wi-Fi. So I have roaming that I switched on from Singapore, which gave me about 15 GB unlimited speeds, or as fast as it can connect to, for $20 Sing dollars. And my wife bought one, which is at the airport here, which is even more data for a lesser price. So there's that. I think they're doing their best because it was quite crowded. So sometimes like you'd be at the buffet, the coffee cups would finish, there were no coffee cups there for the breakfast buffet. We had to wait for them to get replenished. But I think these are normal things if you've traveled enough. But if you're expecting because I was expecting for 360 a night, I thought this is some 6-star stuff. Maybe I haven't traveled in a long time, but these are my closing thoughts. So definitely check out this place. There are some monkeys around, which are not the same kind of monkeys as Singapore. Quite interesting to look at, and didn't really see any monitor lizards yet. Saw a bunch of birds, a hornbill, and so on and so forth. The fire show on Friday and Saturday at the beach is amazing. But just to let you know, it's not a wet weather show in a sense that you don't just come there dripping onto the beach. It's more like that nicely, those beds where you lie down and there's a triangle at the end to put your head. Yeah, they expect you to be dry to go to that. So go to the beach, do your pool thing, shower, dry up in your room, go back out, lie down, dry there. You can order food and they're going to do the fire above you, in front of you. Sometimes some kerosene, I think it was kerosene, I could be wrong, some kind of flammable liquid, whatever they use on those sticks, was flying around in our hair and stuff. My wife and daughter had to shower. The buggy service is great. Every 5 to 10 minutes. When we first got into the buggy on the way to the room from the hotel lobby, we heard a gentleman get in and complain about how the phone was dead and he couldn't call for the buggy. That would be a nightmare because it's quite a long walk to the lobby. But thankfully our buggies always work. We call them as we're leaving the room. We step out of the room, just walk down just 10 meters. We walk just to save time for the buggy. And the buggy is there after... The longest wait I think we had was maybe 8-9 minutes. So it's pretty solid. It drives you all the way to the lobby, to the pool, wherever you like, to the guest car park, which is nearby if you rented a car from the airport. Fantastic place. I plan to be back. Maybe without a kid, so you can relax a little bit more. And if you stay at Berjaya, the cable car is just next door and the waterfall is just after that. So if we're driving, that's literally a 2-minute drive, 1.5-minute drive, something like that. And then the waterfall's another 1 minute drive after that, 30-second drive. So that's this part of the island. It's more nature. If you're wondering about this audio quality, which is slightly better than the previous videos on my channel, this is the Hollyland Lark M2 mics. I will drop them in the description. This is what they look like. So check them out on Amazon. I bought the combo set, which means this can connect to a camera. Also comes with 2 other connectors. One is USB Lightning for your iPhone and USB-C for your other types of phones. And 2 mics, so you can have a guest, or you and your friend or wife or husband or boyfriend, whatever, could vlog together. Yeah, pretty good charging case. It has 4 bars here, and you can charge the case as well. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, share this video with anyone who's planning to visit this resort.
Bye. Thanks, Berjaya.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, finally saying goodbye to this place soon. Gonna shower and then check out. Maybe we'll be back sometime. Never really got to sit in and enjoy the view because we were running around most of the day. Oh, I think it's raining over there. But it's hard to describe unless you're actually here taking in the energy. Camera is very useful, but it unfortunately doesn't do it justice. I mean, it's not as wide angle as your eyes, you know. Okay, goodbye, Berjaya Resort. We will see you next time. I kind of like the place. What about you, Kai?
Yeah, it was good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Thanks for picking this one and doing the research. Hope you enjoyed it and I hope that's useful. Take it easy and bye-bye.